What's up, y'all? Young James coming at you here from Japan, the OG spot, the vibey spot where it all happened, where it all began. I want to finally respond to, well, actually, I wrote some people's names down for the first time. I've been responding to some video topics that people have asked me to talk about, but I haven't shouted out actually the people, which I keep forgetting to do. But I wrote some people's names down, which I can't even fucking pronounce these people's names. I don't know how to say them, but JAIM5194 asks, how did I find a job in Japan / how can other people find a job in Japan as a foreigner? I'm going to talk about a part-time job, assuming you're asking about being a student here, like a language student, and then working a part-time job. As a language student, or probably any type of student here, you can only work up to 28 hours a week because that's considered part-time. If you worked more than 28 hours a week, you'd be working full-time. Therefore, you would have to have a working visa, not a student visa. So I talked a little bit about how to get full-time jobs here before, which I'm not at all an expert in because I don't have a full-time job here. But to get a part-time job here, the easiest way, in my opinion, is, well, I'm assuming you're speaking English and maybe you speak a little bit of Japanese or something, but I'm assuming you're not fluent. Holy shit. Hold up. Dude, where's my fucking... I just noticed I don't have my wallet in my pocket. It better be in my bag or I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Okay, it's in my bag. Holy shit. You ever have those moments? Bruh moment. So the easiest way to find a part-time job here is go on Craigslist. Make sure you go on the English Craigslist. I'm assuming you're speaking English or shitty Japanese, if anything. If you speak fluent Japanese, then your options are open. Literally just look around and see who has who's hiring posters on the in the front of stores and shit. But go to Craigslist, go to the English Craigslist for Tokyo, and go into the jobs section. Dude, there's literally unlimited options for English speaking jobs, everything. When I was on there, most of it was English teaching, whether that be formal, at a school, teaching adults, teaching kids, or even just tutoring, hey, it'll be your parents, and it'll be we want someone to one-on-one tutor our son. We'll pay you whatever, this much per hour, just 2 hours a couple nights a week. So I suppose you can put together a whole bunch of jobs like that aren't official, or you could do a real part-time job and then do those on the side. I guess that would be a great idea too. But you're gonna find, like I said, English teaching jobs. A whole bunch of them are for hotel maintenance and cleaning and what do you call it, is it the maids or the people that clean the hotel rooms, the room service, after somebody fucking busts nuts all over the hotel room and smashes their girlfriend for 3 nights in a row. Then you're going to be the person that goes in and puts the sheets back on the bed, cleans them up, throws out all the used condoms and such. Or there are also a lot of back of house restaurant jobs. There are a lot of back of house fast food jobs. When I was on there, I saw a bunch for Burger King, Sukiya, Yoshinoya, stuff like that. Working in the back of house, obviously not working with customers where you're speaking shitty, probably your shitty Japanese. A lot of foreigners get 7-Eleven or convenience store jobs. If they have a little bit of Japanese, your Japanese doesn't have to be perfect, but I think if you have a little bit of Japanese, you can work the register at a convenience store. Some of my friends do that. You can work for online services that help foreigners and students come into Japan. I have a friend that does that. He actually works for the company, the agency that I paid for that helped me put all my shit together to come to Japan. He came here, I think, using them, and then ended up applying because he saw a job application online because they were looking for more people to hire. So you could do that. Yeah, dude, just go to Craigslist and see what's on there. Additionally, there's a lot of modeling gigs for foreigners, because there aren't so many foreigners here. A lot of modeling agencies will look for foreigners, and that's something that I've been doing a lot, and I've had... Oh, shit. Fuck. I just realized I didn't respond to them, actually. I just realized they sent me a job offer like 3 days ago, and I meant to respond. I just realized right now I never got back to them. Fuck, they're probably pissed. But there's going to be modeling agencies that are looking for foreigners, and just because you've done a little bit of modeling, or a modeling agency talks to you, or maybe even like puts you on their roster, so to speak, doesn't mean, you know, you're the cat's pajamas, that you're a badass, that you're the next Brad Pitt or some shit. Because I know plenty of ugly ass motherfuckers who have been doing foreign modeling. It's just, you know, it could be for anything. They just need a foreigner for an extra. They need a foreigner to play a fucking fat guy in a movie or something like that. So the way that I got onto this like modeling agency's roster, so to speak, wasn't actually by me seeking out them. I was actually scouted. I was on Bumble, the dating app Bumble, and this girl was like, hey, I'm looking to date so and such, but at the same time I'm also looking for models for this agency. Like, I'm a recruiter or whatever. She works the desk at this modeling agency, and she just like messaged me and she was like, I like your look, you could probably work at my company if you like, would you like to schedule an interview? So I was like, fuck yeah, like, oh man, I'll check it out. I don't know anything about it, but I'll check it out. And I went to this modeling interview, and it was just like, dude, there was like no strings attached. It wasn't sketchy, it wasn't weird. Like, it was just a bunch of young people working there. It was super cool, super professional. There was nothing weird about it, which I guess I thought, like, I don't know, like it would have been scammy or weird. And I'm sure that different agencies or different companies maybe are weird and scammy, but I'm not gonna say the one that I work at. But the people are super fucking cool, super reliable, super trustworthy, super friendly. Like, they keep in touch with me super well. And so essentially what they're gonna do is, there's gonna be this agency that you like sign onto their roster basically. And whenever they get like, you know, they'll get a bunch of offers from a bunch of different companies for all types of shit. It could be movie roles, it could be something where you're not even showing your face. It could be like voice acting, which is actually what I've been doing a lot. Or it could be just taking pictures. You could be in the background of something. You could be a main character even. You could be a main character on a commercial, which I've auditioned for a few of those. It could be anything. And they're going to get all types of offers, and whoever they think, you know, on their roster would be a good fit for this job, they'll send you the offer, and then you're going to have a casting date, or sometimes there won't even be a casting date. They'll just go, like, the company will just go based off your photo or your video selection, because they take photos and videos of you at your agency, so they have them like on their, you know, their profile and their website and shit. And they're going to send you they're going to send you the offer. They're going to tell you how much you're going to get paid, how long you're going to work, where it is, what day it is, and then you're going to send them like 1, 2, or 3, meaning like how available you are. Like 1 being I can 100% make it to the casting date and the working date, 2 being like maybe, 3 being like no, I'm good. You're going to do that, and then you're going to wait to see if they, you know, the company actually selected you. Because if you said you're available to your agency, then your agency is going to say, okay, we have this model who says he's probably available. What do you think? And then they're going to either ask you to go to the casting, or they're just going to select you off your photo, or, you know, or just say, fuck off, we're good, you're ugly. And so it's super, super rare to actually get chosen, because there are so many models. It's super difficult to get a job, and I mean, I don't know how true this is. Maybe they could just be gassing me up. But the agency I'm working with has told me that I've been getting more jobs, you know, than most people here and most foreigners by far. And I don't know if that's true, but I've only gotten like 3 different jobs this entire year and a half. I mean, I've worked for this one job that I've been doing. I've worked for them like 10 times. And then I had 2 other ones that I actually went to the casting and I passed and I was selected, and then I couldn't actually make it to the fucking actual working date because I had to work my normal job, which fucking sucked, because usually they pay you a decent amount of money. Like, you'll go and you'll take photos, you'll stand around, and yeah, like you take photos, you try on a couple different outfits, you take photos in that, you wait around for a little bit, they tell you to go in this outfit, they take more photos of you, and it takes an hour or two, but then they just like wire your bank account and they're sending you like $200 or something like that, and you know, usually it comes out to like pretty good amount of money per hour. So the thing that I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of voice acting. There's like you know, like an anime that wants to have like an English version, so it's gonna have like the English dub, which guys, I'm team subs all day. Subs over dubs, no doubt. However, I am doing an English dub for a show, and the way they asked me to, like the agency that I'm working with sent the offer to me because they know I had singing experience working with my voice. So they're like, hey, maybe this guy will be a good fit for you. And then the company asked, well, if you think he's a good fit, just can you have that guy send us a video or an audio clip of him reading off a script or like reading an anime book and like doing voices. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I did it. And I sent like a voice clip of me reading off like this Pokemon thing. They liked it. They called me in, and now like once every month or 2 months I go in and I just record a couple lines for this anime, and I literally, like, I walk in the door, I sit down, I do some lines, and I'm out within like 30 minutes every time, and every time I go they pay me like $150. So it's fun, it's chill. They treat me like a boss when I'm there. They're like, hey, this guy's here, this is our guy, here we go. They give me a bottle of water, I read off some lines. And then every time I do a line, they're always like, wonderful, wonderful, すごい, 超かっこいいです. And I mean, they just gas me up, so it's cool, it's a good time, and I leave with a pocket full of change. The first modeling gig that I went to, or the first audition that I went to, which I got the job, but the first time I ever went to a modeling audition, I was auditioning for these designer scrubs, you know, like scrubs that doctors wear. Like, they're like super expensive, nice, like designer scrubs. And they were doing like a new, like, this is our new year, like this is our new rollout or whatever, and we're gonna put a bunch of photos on our website of, you know, models in these scrubs. So this is what I was auditioning for. I showed up at this place, and I see all types of foreigners walking around outside, walking into the building, and I immediately am like, oh shit, like, damn, there's like, you know, like hella people here. Like, they're all probably only gonna select a few of us. Like, I don't know, this is my first time ever going to anything like that. All the other people look like they knew what they were doing, like, you know, like experienced models. Anyways, I walk in, and immediately, like, there's this line of people, and immediately I see people looking at me and start whispering. Like the other models in line, everyone's just like, and people are looking over at me and shit. I swear to God, I swear to God, I heard someone say, he's here. Like, you know, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew they knew what was up when I walked in. Let's just say that when Daddy walked in, the room changed. Everybody tucked their tails. They got real quiet. And I showed up, I did some poses, I showed my booty cheeks a little, no, I'm just kidding. But I did some poses in these scrubs. I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of like tried to act natural and like cool or whatever. And then they said they selected me, and they said I got this job, and I was like fucking stoked. They were gonna pay me like $500 or some shit, like for one day of working, like posing for a couple hours. And then I didn't get the job because I had a work thing come up for my normal job that I work all the time that I can't, you know, I can't say fuck off to my normal job. Like, that's, you know, it's my bread and butter, it's my day job. So I was shattered, but it still felt cool. Like, I had a nice little confidence boost knowing that I actually got selected for this modeling thing. And then the second time I went to one, it was for a fashion show. It was like a hip, you know, like a hip, like cool designer fashion show, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, but they selected me to go to the casting and to try out at least, which, you know, is a W in itself. My dumb ass, like, I don't know, like, for some reason, I guess I realize it's dumb now because I was looking back on it and I didn't get selected. My dumb ass showed up to this fashion show casting wearing Adidas like Air Boost, is that what they're called? Boost shoes, like, you know, like athletic, like running shoes. And I had a dry fit White Sox baseball t-shirt on, and I was like soaking wet, sweaty. Because I remember I couldn't find the place, and so I started running. And I came out dripping in sweat, and I had these gray pants, and they had sweat, just like you could see like the puddles of sweat all over, like up and down my legs and on the back of my knees and shit. And I remember I showed up, and I was looking around, and everyone was like so sexy there, and everyone also weighed like 90 pounds soaking wet, like so skinny, the girls and the guys. But they're all like, like models, like super skinny, like super like carved cheekbones and like insane jawlines. And I remember they were all kind of staring at me when I walked in, and I was just like, dude, I look like a fucking idiot, don't I? Like soaking wet in sweat. And then what made it even worse is I went out to I did my casting, and all the other models are just standing around. They're legit just standing around watching me. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? And I didn't even know what my casting was. I thought I was just gonna stand there and take a few pictures like I did in the other thing, but like my dumbass wasn't even thinking and realizing at the time that it was for a fashion show. And so anyways, they're like, okay, like you're gonna do your walk 2 times for us. And I'm like, my who? My walk? Like, like the agency didn't tell me about this shit. I've never been so nervous about walking in my entire life, bro. So my dumb ass just like, I was like, all right, like if I try to do like a model walk, it's gonna look fucking goofy. So I'm just gonna try to walk normal, and I'm gonna try to like make it like my own thing. So I was I just acted like I knew what I was doing. They're like, do your walk, and I was like, in my head I was like, what the fuck? But like on the surface I was just like, for sure, like I got you. And then they're like, all right, do your walk. So I started going. I'm just like, these girls are dancing over here, aren't they? I'm just walking, and then I get to the end and I stop, and I was like, and I turn, and then I walk back. I'm just like, and I walk back at the end. And anyways, they're like, yeah, good job, whatever. But then they didn't want anything to fucking do with me, right? And I didn't get the job, and I left and I laughed at myself because I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking idiot. I look fucking ridiculous out there. But it was fun. It was a learning experience. And then I went to one more audition for, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but a very large video game company that like you've definitely heard of. And they were doing a commercial for a new product that they were rolling out. And they wanted me to be like the main character of this commercial. Basically, I was going to be this like announcer of this commercial, right? Like the theme was there was going to be like this house party, and at the house party, this announcer was going to be getting people to play this game. Like the game was the big attraction at this house party, and you're going to like get people to go crazy, and you're hype everyone up because like we all gathered at this house party to play this fucking game, right? So I didn't know any of that, by the way. I showed up to the audition not knowing what. They only told me just dress nicely, and then I showed up and they explained all of this to me in Japanese, by the way, which at the time my Japanese wasn't even that great. So like I kind of got it and I kind of didn't. And there's a whole bunch of actors, and these guys all had acting experience. I was overhearing them talking and shit, and they all had acting experience. Now, given they were kind of fucking dorky, to be honest, like there were foreigners and there were Japanese guys. It was in English, but there's some Japanese guys there, and they had super good English. And I was fucking so nervous. I was like, bro, like what? Like I don't have any I don't have any experience. And then they called me to be the first one to do it. And once again, all the models, all the actors are sitting around watching me do it. And they've got a camera, they've got a room of like 20 something people all like with notepads writing down what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh shit, like fuck, like I don't know how I should do this, but all I knew is what they said was we want you to go crazy, like we want you to be over the top, like a ridiculous crazy announcer, like really getting people's energy going, like just be like nuts, for like this crazy commercial. So I was just like, better to just go hard and be obnoxious and risk maybe being too obnoxious than being awkward and worrying about what I look like, right? So I'm just gonna go all fucking out. And I was sitting in this chair, I'm sitting down, and all the other models are around, and they're like, all right, James-san, James, like me, James-san dozo, like go first. And I'm like, damn, I'm going first. And I stood up and I was just like, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And they're like, all right, go. Like he just like points his hand at like, this is your time. And I was like, welcome everybody, here we are. And I just like started screaming, who's ready to have a good time? I can't hear you. I was jumping up and down, like swinging my fucking arms around and like going crazy. And literally this one dude, even like one of the actors who was sitting around, put his finger in his ear and was like, because I thought I was too loud. I like made a complete fool of myself. And I finished and I sat down and all the other actors were like looking at each other and like giggling and like this dude is fucking nuts. Like Shaiko. And I remember just like, part of me was embarrassed, but like most of me was just like this. I mean, even if I don't get the job, this is just funny. Like, this is a good time. Like, fuck it. Anyways, naturally, I didn't get the job, but I had a good time. It was quite an experience. So, yeah, I'm still doing this voice acting gig actually currently. Like I said, I go there once a month or once every 2 months, and it's chill as hell, but I still get offers quite a bit, and we'll see what happens. Mostly my normal job interferes with that, but yeah. Guys, look on Craigslist if you want to find jobs, all types of jobs on there. The English Craigslist for Tokyo. Look on Craigslist, you can find anything there, promise you. You can find full-time jobs too, by the way. Also, there are Facebook groups. Most of the Facebook groups are pretty scammy, but there still are Facebook groups with valid options in them called like, you know, like Jobs Tokyo, part-time Jobs Tokyo. Go on Facebook group and Facebook and search that in the groups option, and you might be able to find something. So that's my advice on jobs and my little stories about modeling, my advice on modeling. It's been fun, it's been good. I'm Young James, you guys know what's up. Hit me up on Instagram, guys. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Let's talk some shit. Peace.